One of the biggest surprises to many people when they released the first official trailer for She-Hulk and not the original teaser trailer was the inclusion of Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, and why they chose to spoil it. Now the director of She-Hulk addresses exactly why and the decision behind it. So I think it's pretty safe to say that a lot of people did not expect that She-Hulk would in fact spoil the big surprise for season 1, that Daredevil was in it. But again, we know that they wanted some sort of little stinger moment at the end of the trailer, which they talked about, and Daredevil was probably the smart one because many people already saw and heard about plenty of the leaks, and just leaning into it and getting people excited for it was probably a smart choice, especially them seeing, well, the very positive restore Daredevil into the MCU or bring Daredevil into the MCU or reboot Daredevil and whatever movement people had. So they know about the popularity. So the director, Kat Coyer of She-Hulk, spoke with TV Line about this, and she reveals that when it came to using Daredevil, that this was the biggest surprise to them because they were allowed to use the character. But then she says that it was even a bigger surprise that they let them spoil the character at San Diego Comic-Con because they figured that they would have to keep the character a secret up until the episode, because that's been the nature of everything else. Keep it up until it airs so you can get that huge reaction and push for the series online. So again, they took a different approach, and she says that despite the fact that Daredevil is their biggest, that there's still plenty of surprises. And yes, Daredevil's return is one of the big ones, if not the biggest, but there's more cameos, and more cameos that relate to the comics than people are anticipating, and that by the end of the series, we will see most of what they're talking about as long as it makes the final cut. So again, it seems like that, for whatever reason, choosing to show off Daredevil was part of, honestly, a marketing strategy. And let's be real, we're not going to beat around the bush here. A lot of people are deciding to tune into She-Hulk because they want to see how they build up Daredevil. And make no mistake, the Daredevil episode will probably be the most viewed, if not second most viewed episode of the series after the pilot. Like, that's just a given fact. So I think they were honestly smart with it. And she says, it was surprising to us that they allowed us to do it. But still, there's plenty of other big cameos and exciting characters from the comics, and they're all important to the plot points that they're meant to be a part of. So I guess we just wait and see. I mean, there's probably got to be some connection between Frogman and Daredevil, right? That's probably the one. But who knows what else? Maybe more Wrecking Crew. They were pretty good for what they did as a joke team. Oh man, imagine if we get the Serpent Society.